You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. But you don't have to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. If you are willing to go out on a limb, the tree of life holds endless possibilities. No other success can compensate for failure in the home. We're going to aspire to break through and create our own reality. Just let it be. If it's meant to be, it will happen. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. When you lose your smile, you lose your way in the chaos of life. Don't react. Cut them off silently. Don't be afraid of failure. This is the way to succeed. You endure what is unbearable, and you bear it. That is all. It's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see. Man is no longer an artist. He has become a work of art. Great wisdom is generous. Petty wisdom is contentious. Great speech is impassioned. Small speech cantankerous. Everything that is done in this world is done by hope. But the only way never to do the wrong thing is never to do anything. He who steals a belt buckle pays with his life. He who steals a state gets to be a feudal lord. What is of the greatest importance in war is extraordinary speed. One cannot afford to neglect opportunity. One mistake does not have to rule a person's entire life. There is nothing frightening in the dark if you just face it. I very rarely think in words at all. A thought comes, and I may try to express it in words afterwards. The goal is to reduce the time of suffering, not eliminate it. Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone. The truth is the kindest thing we can give folks in the end. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Look for the good in every person and every situation. You'll almost always find it. Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Deal with your past so that it won't affect your future. If tomorrow were never to come, it would not be worth living today. Never get bitter. Life is a medley of good and bad ingredients. Filter out the irrelevant noise. Focus on the objective. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for life. Those who realize their folly are not true fools. I wouldn't have missed a single minute of it, not for the whole world. In warfare, there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent will succeed and win. Bad habits are like a comfortable bed, easy to get into, but hard to get out of. It is truth that liberates, not your effort to be free. Focus on making yourself better, not on thinking that you are better. Always be friendly, always be kind, like the most beautiful flower that you can find. No one dies of fatal truths nowadays. There are too many antidotes. Follow your heart. You may go astray, but your life will find its direction somehow. Go into emptiness, strike voids, bypass what he defends, hit him where he does not expect you. Dream as if you will live forever. Live as if you will die today. If you have the guts to be yourself, other people will pay your price. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. Where the army is, prices are high. When prices rise, the wealth of the people is exhausted. With regard to narrow passes, if you can occupy them first, let them be strongly garrisoned and await the advent of the enemy. Keep a little fire burning, however small, however hidden. Don't flail against the world, use it. Flexibility is the operative principle in the art of war. I could die for you, but I couldn't and wouldn't live for you. Overconfidence blows out the risk. Inferiority magnifies it. Show me that I am everywhere, and get me home for tea. Sometimes your only available transportation is a leap of faith. People throw stones at you, and you convert them into milestones. The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious treasures, but loyalty and good faith. In the haunted house of life, art is the only stair that doesn't creak. When a wise man points at the moon, the imbecile examines the finger. Si no usaba esta vida, entonces la estaba desperdiciando. Invincibility depends on oneself, the enemy's vulnerability on him. When inequality takes root, a garden of problems flourishes. It isn't where you came from, it's where you're going that counts. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. Most of what matters in our lives takes place in our absence. Some men never die, and some men never live, but we're all alive tonight. Strange how the best moments of our lives we scarcely notice except in looking back. We need to renew ourselves often. Even temples need renovation. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Remember that you are only alive now. This is the only moment you have. Embrace it. A good completion takes a long time. A bad completion cannot be changed later. Maybe everyone can live beyond what they're capable of. I'm a greater believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. I can chase you, and I can catch you, but there is nothing I can do to make you mine. When deeds and words are in accord, the whole world is transformed. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. I'm not pretty. I'm not beautiful. I'm as radiant as the sun. We are all worms, but I do believe that I am a glowworm. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. You grow mentally weak when your life is too comfortable. As for methods of prayer, all are good as long as they are sincere. Positive expectations are the mark of the superior personality. Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence. Never stop acquiring the common sense. It is as good as the knowledge. We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. Without education, you're not going anywhere in this world. Consideration for others is the basis of a good life, a good society. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. You have to notice the truth in order to be able to avoid it. Do more listening than talking. Talk more about them than about you. You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. The job of feet is walking, but the hobby is dancing. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. If I had to live my life over, I'd live over a saloon. He who knows he is a fool is not the biggest fool. He who knows he is confused is not in the worst confusion. Everything has its beauty, but not everyone sees it. Fear is nothing more than a negative assessment of risk.